guys, welcome back to the Babbling Bards podcast.
A podcast made by Xenites.
For Xenites. We're your happy host.
Yes.
This is Liliana. I'm Trista.
That's Trista.
Yeah. Sometimes. Depends on who you talk to.
Okay.
So, what's up? How have you been?
Okay, and you?
Alive.
Oh, good.
Kicking.
Good.
Food poisoned.
Not good.
Not good. That was
No.
bad.
Yes.
But we're back now. We're ready to rock. Yeah?
Yes. 10 little warlords.
10 little warlords. This, I don't remember if I told you or not.
Okay.
We had somebody use the contact us link on our website.
No, you did not.
Like, I'm really bad about checking it. Like, so bad about checking it. I check email much more frequently.
Yeah.
But now I've got it set up so that it lets us know
Okay.
if somebody comments
Uh-huh.
on the website. So anyway, about a month ago,
Mm-hmm.
I just got the thing like yesterday.
From a month ago?
From a month ago.
Oh, that's bad.
Well, because I logged in. We
Yeah.
got new shiny computers, and
Yeah.
so I go to log into Wix,
Yeah.
who we built the website through.
Uh-huh.
Or I built the website through, and then I was like, oh, shit. I missed it. So this person was talking about how they missed the fact that when we first started doing the podcast,
Uh-huh.
we were giving, like, fun facts and chain characters like we did with Latham Gaines.
Okay.
You know, oh, this character
Yeah.
played this person and this one,
Yeah.
you know, throughout the series. So that they could keep an eyeball out and look.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't done that
Really?
in, like, a while. I think I've dropped, if it was a Latham Gaines episode, I think I've dropped it, like, every now and then.
Uh-huh.
But we haven't been doing that, so we were called out for that. So this episode, I made sure to pack some of those nugget goodies
Okay.
in. So don't let me forget.
I thought we have been. I don't know.
No, I guess not, because they were like, you guys used to do it this way, and it really rocked, because when I'm doing the Xena rewatch, I can look for all this stuff, and I'm like, well, I still want you to be able to look for this stuff, so
Right.
let me fix it.
Xenites are on top of it, huh?
They are. I mean, I was, and that's good feedback.
Well,
like,
yeah.
we love feedback like that,
Yeah.
because it lets us know what we can be doing better,
Right.
where we've dropped the ball, other than, it going months in between posting one podcast,
Oh.
which is getting better.
Yeah.
Getting better.
Yeah.
We have a
It
week
is.
with no tiny humans, so whether we like it or not.
Right.
And so we're doing at least one podcast recording a day is the
Right.
goal
For this week.
for this week. I mean, I still have to work, but being a grown-up sucks.
It does.
Does.
Jeez.
So
Yes.
we're gonna do, like, the character loop deals. We're gonna do fun facts for you guys.
I did in this episode. I did notice someone on it. I was like,
You
"Wait
did?
a minute, isn't that?" And you're like, "Yes." So when we get
Well,
to that part, we'll let you know who it is.
Liliana's already pointing. I was like, oh, you noticed da-da-da. Yeah. I thought that was who it was. I'm like, yeah, that's who it is.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
you guys will have to watch, because it passes really quickly.
Yeah.
So, if you don't watch really closely, you'll miss
Yeah.
it. Blink of an eye. It's gone.
Yeah. Like I've always missed it until today. I was like, wait a minute. Is that who I thought it was?
That was actually in one of my fun fact deals,
Uh-huh.
but since you got so excited about it, I'm going to let you share it.
It's okay.
No, I will let you share it. More than happy to.
Okay.
All right.
10 little warlords.
10 little warlords.
November 11th, 1996. This one was...
No,
No, that's Intimate
Strangers.
Strangers. Hold on. Back it up.
Give it
November
a week.
18th.
I was going to say, give it a week.
November 18th, 1996.
You gave them false information.
It's-
Disregard that one.
Yes, I was looking at the wrong dates.
If you're planning on doing Xena trivia at the Xenite retreat, the answer is not November 11th for 10 Little Warlords.
No, November 18th,
November 18th.
1996. I'm stumbling over my numbers.
What did you drink, and why didn't you share?
I have Mountain Dew.
Oh, me too, but it's not Code Red. I don't want yours. Okay.
It's Game Fuel. Arctic Blast. It's
That's
good.
disgusting. Code Red is the only way to fly. So,
Anyways, go ahead.
10 Little Warlords,
Yes.
November 18th. Go ahead and knock the disclaimer out of the way.
Disclaimer. No one was harmed during the production of this motion picture. However, Xena's ability to recover her body was severely impeded by Lucy Lawless's unexpected mishap.
So, this episode, I'm going to give you one fun fact right now.
Okay.
I will explain the fun fact later, because you're going to be like, huh?
Oh.
So, this episode does not feature Lucy Lawless at all. No Lucy Lawless in this episode.
Nope.
There is no, I'll rephrase. There is no live action Lucy Lawless in this episode.
Uh-huh.
None. She's in the credits. She ain't home. Okay?
Okay.
You with me?
Yes.
Does that comment surprise you?
No, because you just, pointed it out. So.
I pointed what out?
Well, when we get to that.
When we get to what? Huh?
When we get to that part. The ending.
Okay.
Okay.
Where you see Lucy Lawless's face?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
I was wondering, sometimes I don't know if you, just halfway listen to me.
No,
Or
I listen.
actually listen.
I heard
So
you.
That makes me feel loved.
I listen.
Yay, oh my heart. Be still my heart. So, if you guys hear snoring, it's the cats. Not us.
I should probably be Joxer. He snores.
Yeah, Willow's been out for a while. Anyway, okay.
Okay.
So, this episode, we've got
Xena still stuck in Callisto's
Xena
body.
still in Callisto's body. Much to, have you noticed? I'm going to point this out again later too. But the person that is the most upset about Xena being stuck in Callisto's body isn't Xena.
No.
It's Gabrielle.
Right.
She is torn out of the frame.
Mm-hmm.
Which we'll get to in a little bit. So, also, I've got a theory.
What is it?
I'll tell you later. Later in the podcast. You guys will know too.
Okay.
I won't keep that from you. So, we have... Oh my god, what's the teaser? Oh yeah, that's right. So, we've got Xena in Callisto's body.
Right.
We'll just refer to her at this point as Xena.
Right.
Because the whole Xena in Callisto's body is confusing. So, we got Xena and Gabrielle
Right.
watching all this stuff happen. No, not yet.
Watching what happens.
Is that right? I don't know. What is it? Oh my god, I got lost.
You're lost and confused.
Yes.
You don't understand.
No.
Okay. So Xena is waking Gabrielle up, right? And then she kind of, was like, whew, gets that moment of oh shit, it's Callisto.
That's right. Because we're at the teaser. I've already skipped ahead.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I've got so much stuff.
Your brain's moving too fast.
I'm sorry. I
It's
slowed
okay.
down.
Nah, it's okay. So she's waking her up.
Mm-hmm.
Gabrielle, she's like, oh shit,
No!
it's Callisto. So
Run
she
away,
ca-
run away.
she had a little freak out moment. And then Joxer appears.
The mighty? Or the cat?
Well, he likes to think he's mighty.
Okay. Jocks are the annoying.
So he's,
He's got a letter to deliver to Callisto.
he's got, a letter for Callisto. Apparently,
Ares
from
is holding
Ares.
a competition.
yeah.
But Xena quickly points out that Ares knows Callisto's dead.
Right. So she knows it's not from him.
Right.
So.
Okay, now I have a question for you.
Why?
Because Xena makes the comment that Ares knows Callisto's dead, but we find out later that it's Sisyphus that sent these letters out.
Yeah.
Sisyphus also knows that Callisto's dead. Because he makes the comment to Xena and Callisto's body. I'd heard she sent you to Tartarus.
Mm-hmm.
So why would he have sent Callisto a letter?
I don't know.
Is that a continuity mistake, maybe?
I don't know. Did he say that?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He did. Like, right after they went into the... Right after they got to the island.
I don't remember.
I'd heard Xena sent your soul to Tartarus. You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
I don't know.
But anyway.
Anyway.
Yep.
Because that confused me when I heard it.
Okay.
So, anyhow. Okay.
Alrighty. Moving on.
So, now we're after in a time of ancient gods, warlords, and kings.
Yep.
And we get to... This is where Xena and Gabrielle are standing on the hilltop, and they're watching all these big, burly warlords going back and forth.
All gathering and... Okay, yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
So...
They were kind of surprised to see the two big ones, I guess.
Virgilius and...
I don't remember their names. Surprised seeing them being all buddy-buddy. Because they were expecting them to...
Tegason and Virgilius.
I don't know.
Virgilius, the big dude.
Okay.
Because that's the thing, too. He's got to be from, like, Roman territory.
Okay.
Because Virgilius is a Roman name.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, so is Marcus. But they use it very loosely in ancient Greece.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay.
Unless he's from the territory that the Roman Empire had already started moving in on and conquering at that point.
Okay.
So... My history nerd come out a little bit.
That's okay.
A little bit. You learn these things being in an Italian household. Oh, your name of Virgilius is a good, strong Italian name. Yeah, but it's ugly as homemade sin. So, you know?
Okay.
So, you got Xena and Gabrielle, and you see that Gabrielle's starting to get a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Especially in the next scene. Mm-hmm. Where she's in the market.
Well, it starts here, because Gabrielle's usually she usually listens to Xena.
Yeah.
And she's very calculating. She thinks and really processes everything that Xena says.
Yeah.
Very mildly.
Mm-hmm.
But her first response to Xena is, "You could put the pinch on one of those bastards," and...
Yeah.
And Xena's like, "Hey!" And we got our first oopsie. Some people have chalked it up to Xena copping a feel on Gabrielle and Callisto's body.
Oh, yeah.
But we got a boob grab.
Uh-huh.
From Hudson-like.
Yeah.
On Renee O'Connor, and it's freaking hilarious when you watch it, because you see Hudson's hand accidentally touch.
Right.
Like, full on. And then she realizes where it lands, so she jerks it back and tries to replace it again, and it's super fast, and she still lands on her boob. So she's like got this awkward look on her face, and then Renee O'Connor looks down like, I don't know what to do with this. So that's our first oopsie. Somebody actually in one of the subtext forums chalked that up to Xena was trying to cop a feel just like she did in the quest, because as much shorter as Gabrielle was than Xena, Xena would have known that if she'd hit that point, she would have known she was aiming lower than Gabrielle's shoulder. So that's why you've got all the still can cop a feel in any body form memes that are going on for that. So there's your little humor RR. So Xena goes on down. She tells Gabrielle to go get something to eat. She's grumpy. Go get something to eat. So, and Xena's gonna go check it out. And then we've got a secondary oopsie in this scene, where Gabrielle is going through the market.
Oh, yeah.
And the lady calls out...
Fish steaks. No, fish cakes.
What's a fish steak?
No, fish sticks.
Fish sticks?
Yes. But it's not fish sticks, it's fish cakes.
That's disgusting. Like salmon patties? Because, I cannot do that. I just cannot.
Okay.
It's too much fish.
But fish sticks. Not fish sticks, fish cakes. You know.
Fish cakes!
Get your fish cakes.
Gabrielle's like, fish cakes! Ooh. She gets all excited.
Yep.
Gabrielle likes food.
Yeah.
She is a foodie.
Mm-hmm. And so the two marketeers, I guess.
Marketeers?
Marketeers, the market people.
Is that a copyright 2018 by Liliana Costa?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So she goes to the lady that's, yelling out fish cakes.
Fish cakes, yummy, yummy fish cakes.
And then you got the guy on the other side.
6 for $1.
Yeah, and then you got the guy on the other side. Well, hers may be good, but they're a little bony. Mine are scrumptious, and they're 10 per dinar.
Oh, yours are dry.
So then, fight breaks out over the two marketeers.
And we got an oopsie, which I pointed out to Liliana.
Yeah,
this
got oopsies.
Because you've got Gabrielle, who's walked in with this gab purse.
Okay, her satchel.
Yeah, she's got
purse.
a satchel. And she's wearing it when she goes in the market.
It's a disappearing satchel.
It is. As the fight breaks out, satchel disappears.
And then it comes back.
Then for a split second, right before Xena / Callisto comes in, it's back.
And then it disappears again.
And then it disappears.
And then it's back
Never
again.
to be seen again.
No?
Mm-mm. It doesn't come back after that scene.
But it was...
We don't know what happens to it.
But in that scene, it's there, then it isn't, then it is, then it's not.
But when
then it is, but then it's gone.
But when they get back into the caves...
It's there.
And she's with Joxer, it's on
back.
her shoulder. Yeah. So it's like, whoa!
The amazing disappearing satchel.
Wow! So... Keep going. And all Gabrielle's concerned with as everybody's fighting is... I want a fish cake! That's all she wants. She just wants a damn fish cake. Get the girl a fish cake.
Right?
Or a fish stick. I don't think she'd be real particular at that point.
And then...
Yes. Tell me.
Xena enters. And the village guy thinks it's Callisto. So he's all like, Callisto, spare us! We don't want any trouble. And, Gabrielle's just like... What'd she say?
Gabrielle's still trying to
forget about
fight.
her. She just wants her fish cakes.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about her.
Right? Yeah. And then Gabrielle tries to break away from Xena because she just wants to kick butt.
Yeah.
And she wants her fish cake.
Right.
And so Xena tells Gabrielle, look, you can't stop everyone. Come on.
Yeah. And then they're in the tavern.
Yeah. And Xena's commenting on how all the innocent people are
getting violent, and then all the warlords are
on their best behavior.
Yeah, so she knows something's up. Then we have Ares.
I love Ares so much.
I know. We have Ares.
We were married. He just didn't know it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he has lost his godhood.
Yes.
He is mortal.
Yes.
And he's looking rough.
Yeah, he is. He tells Xena, he's still got a nice body, though.
Yeah.
He tells Xena, he's like, you see what happens when the god of war takes a holiday?
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes on to explain that, he's been turned into a mortal.
Right.
Because somebody's stolen his sword.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same, it's nearly the same deal. It's almost a continuity error.
Okay.
Almost.
What?
When he says that. Because we know without the god of war, the god of love goes batshit crazy.
Right.
And then we know that, it's the same deal. If there's no goddess of love, god of war goes, kaput.
Right.
So you got the same concept because if you look in the episode, you are there. Fast forward to season 6.
Okay.
You've got Eve, who's at this point a pacifist. Just messenger of Eli.
Right.
At that point in time, you have her just losing her shit on Michael Hurst's character, on the reporter. Because there's no balance.
Yeah.
But after Ares it's almost a continuity issue because after Ares willingly gave up his godhood to save Eve and Gabrielle, you've got a nice chunk of time when it didn't faze anybody not to have a sitting god of war.
That's right.
So somebody had actually made the comment on one of the sites that I was researching on.
Uh-huh.
They made the comment, well, then does it fall under the fact that it's because he's not the only god of war anymore, because now you have the Nordic gods of war.
Yeah, but they always were there.
They were always there.
Yeah.
That was... Actually, I pointed that out because a chunk of people are like, yeah. And I mean, granted, these are from, 2002,
Yeah.
Yeah. No message, I don't know if they'll ever see it or not, but I kind of messaged back on the board and I was like, well, they were already there before the events of Xena Warrior Princess on television started.
Right.
Because Xena spent time as a Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm.
So they've already been in place.
Right.
It's not like they're new myths that people have just made up.
No.
So it changes it to almost a continuity mistake. So I wonder if, halfway through, somebody in the writing world sat back and thought, oh, shit, that's right. And then, scribbled it in real quick. Because they need a filler episode before the finale. So, I don't know. We have people that manage their tempers in Season 6. But obviously not in Season 2.
No.
Except for the Warlords.
Right.
Yes. So, Ares, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Ares makes the comment to Xena that she's taking care of Callisto's body. That he'd give her body back.
Right.
But he doesn't have his godhood, so he can't do that.
Right. So she wants him to help him get his godhood back. Find his sword.
Find his sword.
Mm-hmm.
So, thus our quest begins for the Sword of Ares.
Right. What?
You realize there are 2 scenes with Lucy Lawless in them. One of them is this scene after Xena says, I hope she's taking as good care of my body as I am hers.
Oh, yeah. And Ares just kind of...
Oh, she is! Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And you see this long shot of Lucy Lawless that's a recycled shot from a previous episode.
Uh-huh.
And she's falling, and she's totally on a green screen.
Yeah.
That was where she's falling. I actually think it's a zoomed out spot of where she's falling in the one that's you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
The one with Mail. No,
One
Carl
with-
Urban's first episode.
Okay. Yeah.
That one
Okay.
with the nut bread.
Yeah.
The nut bread. Oh my God, what's the name of that episode? Shit. It's not called shit.
No.
Altered States.
Yes, there you go.
Woo! That hurt my head.
That's
My
the one.
goodness. So,
What's scene in it, though?
where they're falling down the well.
Ah, okay. Got it. Yeah.
It's a recycled scene.
Okay. I got it.
They just CGI'd the background to look different.
Right. Okay.
So, thus you still have no Lucy Lawless in this episode. You have a Lucy cameo.
Uh-huh.
But she's not physically in the episode. Ha-ha! Alright. So, you got Gabrielle who's still just pissed off. She's trying to get a drink.
Trying to get a drink.
What is this, fish fry?
She's getting pissed at the barkeep. Flings him over the bar.
I've done that.
Did they mess up your order?
No. I did that because they were out of Starburst jelly beans one Easter. The only thing in the store that didn't terrify me because I'm scared of rabbits so bad. One thing that I have braved going to the store for, they had no Starburst jelly bean, and the cashier was rude about it.
Uh-huh.
I jerked her right out of that cubicle. Told her she didn't need to be working customer service. I'm so glad my temper's mellowed.
Uh-huh.
I am.
Okay.
It'd be bad if it hadn't.
Uh-huh.
So,
Anyways.
let's get on the boat.
Okay. Are we on the boat?
Not yet.
Not yet. No.
Gabrielle's trying to tell, Xena that she can't trust Ares.
Nope.
She's having this big conversation with her.
Mm-hmm.
And Xena, at this point, hasn't made up her mind that she's going to help Ares.
Right.
And somebody pointed this part out actually as a subtext deal. because Xena and Gabrielle are arguing about being able to control their anger and rage. And Xena grabs Gabrielle. Well, had it been Xena,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been an issue. Because Xena's grabbed her in anger. Or when she was angry a couple of times.
Right.
But Gabrielle's response this time, get your hands off me.
Was that what it was?
That's what she tells her. She's like, get your hands off me.
Okay.
And then Xena's like, okay. And somebody's like, she stepped away because she realized at that point, once again, hey, in body of somebody that she absolutely hates.
Right.
Maybe not a good idea for me to touch her. That's when she's talking about telling her to recite the Elysian Fields poem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then Gabrielle's just
Elysian Fields!
calm and green.
Lovebird singing so serene. And she just sounds like she's hating every inch of it.
And she's just like, I am boiling mad right now at you. And she just wants to knock her upside her irritating blonde. And then she doesn't say. She doesn't say, no.
But this is pointed out as subtext because of the fact that when Xena tells Gabrielle, I'm going with Ares, Gabrielle gets like that.
What?
She gets like that, like the centered look on her face. And then it's almost a flash of hurt, a flash of jealousy, and then a flash of, oh, hell no!
Anger. Yeah.
She's like, you're what? And Xena very much is like an alpha side of the couple would be, you know? That's my decision. End of discussion.
Right.
In other words, it's not open for argument. You know, that's how it is, and you can get over it.
Yeah.
So, that was classified as subtext.
Yeah.
Because you've given me that for a job, and I feel like I've done a pretty good job about it.
Yes, you have.
Even though it's really hard for me to see it a lot of the time. Really hard. So,
then we have Xena and Ares making their way to this boat. But Callisto, the invitation was for Callisto. She's the only one who has an invitation. Ares doesn't have one. So they knock out one of the other warlords.
Ares is like, now we have 2 invitations.
Yeah, still his invitation, and, on board they go. Got to check your weapons, though, because Ares says no weapons.
The tattoo guy freaks me out. He really does. Like, really. So we got on, and everybody's making introductions. The warlords are like, oh, mine's bigger than yours, and they're trading stories with who they think is Callisto.
Right.
And Virgilius is all bragging about, how hard he beat Xena, and this and that. And
he's the one that actually said, I heard Xena sent you to Tartarus.
That's right. It was him. It wasn't... Okay.
Yeah. That's right. Yes.
That's the way I thought it was Sisyphus.
No, no, it was
Virgilius.
Okay. Yeah, he's the one that made the comment, I heard Xena sent you to Tartarus.
That's right.
Yup. And she's like, well, as you can see, rumors of my demise were greatly exaggerated.
That's right.
But were they really?
No. No, they weren't.
Not.
So, then you got, after they're giving Callisto a hard time, / Xena, you have Joxer pop up.
Right.
He's begging him not to touch his pasta strainer for a shirt, because it's hand-painted, or hand-pounded. And Xena's like, I'm glad you're here. Pretend you're afraid of me. And then she screams.
Yes.
Hudson, cannot do the Xena war cry to save her life. But God, that mofo can scream. It's like, damn. She got some pipes on her.
Yeah.
Hurts my ears. Ow.
So then he leaves.
No, don't hurt me, Callisto. Then he tells... Then, the guy... Sisyphus' right-hand guy.
Yeah.
Says that Ares has a message for them. So he plays this little fancy spinning top.
Spinning thing. Yeah.
And there is a voice that comes out of it that you guys should be familiar with.
Okay. And it is?
It's the voice of Charles Siebert, who is playing Sisyphus in this episode. He also does the voice of Poseidon in The Lost Mariner.
Oh, okay.
And the voice of Poseidon in Ulysses.
Uh-huh.
He also directs this episode. He actually directs 9 episodes of Xena.
Oh.
Guy that plays Sisyphus. He directs The Reckoning, Ties That Bind, Orphan of War, 10 Little Warlords, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Ulysses, Lost Mariner, Comedy of Eros, Gabrielle's Hope. He co-directs with, what's his name? Andrew Merriman. Okay. And then, Old Aries Had a Farm. So, he directs, 9 Xena episodes. So that's why you should recognize his voice. It's because he's the voice of Poseidon as well.
Okay.
So when you guys are watching Lost Mariner and Ulysses, because they also come up this season, you guys keep an ear out for that.
Okay.
You too, Liliana.
Okay. Now, he's not the same Sisyphus that was in Death in Chains.
He is not.
This is a different one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Charles Siebert. He's from Kenosha, Wisconsin, originally. Do you know that?
No.
He is one of the only American actors to guest star on Xena Warrior Princess.
Really?
Mm-hmm. One of the only.
One of them.
I mean, there's a handful of them in the first couple of seasons.
Uh-huh.
Because the dude that played Ulysses was American. The Tony Todd that played Seacrops. American, but he's one of the only American guest stars. Mm-hmm. Because that was their whole deal when they made Xena, is they didn't want to use any American actors. They wanted to do everything in what they called a third world nation.
Uh-huh.
Even though New Zealand's not exactly a third world nation, but at the time, it was super cheap to film in New Zealand. And the actors worked a lot cheaper than American actors work. Mm-hmm. So that's why one of your only American actresses that were brought on board for the show as a main role was Renee O'Connor. Because at that point, she was still amateur,
Yeah.
She was professional. I mean, she'd been paid for acting jobs, but she was still considered an amateur actress. So she didn't, she couldn't go in and just say, hey, I want a 6-figure salary per episode, She couldn't go in and do that.
No.
And a lot of high-name celebs would have. But she wasn't at the point that she was able to do that. And then the only reason that Ted Raimi was cast because of Sam Raimi.
Right.
His brother was one of the producers on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd done a lot of stuff with Rob Tappert, so you have a history lesson.
The Evil Dead.
The Evil Dead, that's right.
Yep.
Anyway, continue.
Yep.
I'm shutting up.
No shutting up, please. So then they're all on the ship headed to wherever they're headed to.
I call it the island. I don't know if it's an island or not.
I think it is. I don't know. But they're all going back and forth in the what is it?
Vergilius.
Vergilius.
Like Virgil, but with an ES on the end.
Yes. Vergilius is all, bragging about how he beat Xena.
He beat Xena. I heard she said you run him with your behind showing.
Right? So, and then Ares is also, what did he say? That he was born a god. That pretty much a mortal can't handle that power.
If you're watching when they're walking on the beach after the ship docked, the ship, by the way, you're gonna see an awful lot on Xena.
Yeah.
You see it in Antony and Cleopatra.
It's Caesar's ship.
It's also Julius Caesar's ship. Then it becomes Augustus Caesar's ship. Mm-hmm. It's Xena's ship.
Yeah.
So Rob Tappert had this one ship built around this big barge. And they used that ship for every episode because that's what was in the budget. That's what they made work.
Right.
But while they're walking along the beach, I think we've mentioned in a couple of previous previous podcasts.
Uh-huh.
How a little later on in the series we'll point it out to you when it happens. You have the lifeguard stand that you can see in the background.
Yeah.
If you look where the lifeguard stand would be when they're walking on the beach, that's where they have CGI'd the castle. And it's in the exact same placement. And they did that so that they overlaid the lifeguard stand. In this episode. So. What's next, Liliana?
Isn't Gabrielle setting out to follow them?
Yes.
Her and Joxer.
Well, Joxer's trying to talk her down. You sure Xena wants you following her?
Of course she does.
Now shut up and go way over there. And then when we go to the next scene... My God, why is it this difficult to know which scene goes from one to the next? Yes.
We missed the when they get off the ship and are on the beach.
Yes. You missed your thing.
This is where we see.
So after you, so you guys know where to look before Liliana takes it away. When the scene blacks, and then it comes back, and you see the footage of the ship floating across the water. And then it's panning out to look at the people. Go.
It's David!
Very good.
But first we see him on the ship, though.
Yeah?
David from David and Goliath.
From the giant killer.
Giant killer. Little David that went up against, big Goliath.
Slingshot David.
Yeah. You see him first walking when Xena and Ares are talking.
Yeah.
He, walks across.
On the ship.
Walks across on the ship, and then you see him again after they get off the ship.
And he's coming down from the ship, and he walks straight in front of the camera.
So yeah, I was like, wait a minute, isn't that?
That's the one we were telling you guys is super easy to miss if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I've always missed that until we just watched it a little bit ago. I was like, hey, it's David.
He's been in quite a few of them, though.
Well, I know he's
not
a centaur.
As David. He was a centaur in Hooves and Harlots.
Yeah.
And then he's an extra in this one as well.
But, yeah.
He's also in a couple of Hercules episodes.
So then they're off the ship, and now they're coming into the castle.
Oh, the castle.
And then you see the lights, or the flames start shooting up, and Xena knows right away who it is. Because she's like, there's only one person I know that would stage a sideshow like this.
She's run into Sisyphus before.
Yeah.
I want you guys to watch this episode, and then look to the left when the first flame lights, and then all the other flames go around the room. Look to the left when it pans back. You'll see something moving on the left-hand side.
We can't figure out what it is.
I can't tell what it is. At first I thought it was a crew member, and then I rewound it, played it back. It's not a crew member. So it's I can't tell if it's just spider webs, or if it's maybe a piece of equipment somewhere in the back.
Or the lighting.
Or just the lighting being reflected off something, but
I don't know.
It looks really odd.
There's something that we can't figure out what it is.
So you guys watch it. Comment and tell us what
you
think it is.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I'll probably rewatch it 50,000 times.
To figure
just that one scene so I can figure it out. So.
Oh, yeah. So.
If you guys can keep me from going absolutely nuts, do that. Okay?
All right.
Yay.
Okay, so enter Sisyphus. And right away he notices Ares. Because everybody else thinks that Sisyphus is Ares.
Right.
But he's not.
No, and Ares is just pissed at Sisyphus because he stole his godhood.
Right. But, he's free to win it back.
Yes.
Yes.
This episode has, one of my favorite Ares quotes and reactions in it, but we'll get to that, when we come to it.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know. In case you guys ever have a pop quiz on anything that we've said in a podcast, this is the one that has my favorite Ares delivery. Okay, got it.
Alright. So Sisyphus goes on to explain their little task at hand, I guess.
Yes.
Their little competition.
Yes.
To see who, will claim the sword. of Ares and become the next god of war.
Yes.
So.
And then Virgilius speaks up. I claim the sword.
Me, Virgilius!
He's like, sit down.
Nice try, but
Bish,
no.
please.
So then he explains the competition. That they have to slay this Baracus. Does he even say what Baracus is?
It's a monster.
That's what they think, because
Yeah, they think it's a monster that dwells in the cave. Because that's what they hear.
Yeah.
They keep hearing this, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what they think it is.
Okay. So, you got that, and then...
Because he does say the monster. Because he tells Xena, as Callisto, he tells Ares that he promises defeating the monster won't be silly.
Right.
Whoever slays the Baracus wins.
Right.
Ares' sword.
Yep.
So yeah, he tells him.
Yeah. And then we got Xena and Joxer.
Yes.
Not Xena and Joxer, I mean Gabrielle and Joxer.
I knew what you meant.
Gabrielle and Joxer.
Joxer can swim back.
Yes.
Because Gabrielle's just peeved.
Yeah. You think you can go off with Ares, huh? She's a little upset there.
Do you think that's subtext?
I sense a little bit of jealousy there.
Do you think that's subtext, though?
In a way, yeah. Because she sounds like she's kind of cranky that she went off with Ares.
Somebody said that one in the forums, and I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe. I can...
But she's not happy about it.
I know she's not happy about it. But I don't know. I don't know if I would class that as subtext, though. Mm-hmm. I mean, she could be.
Could be.
Because, I mean, if you went off with somebody with a body like Ares, I'd be all kinds of pissed. So, but at that point, it would be main text. Because they would be the main text on my phone. Where are you? I'm coming to find you and end you. It would be my text. It would be main text. Yes?
Okay.
No sub about it. Main. All the way.
So? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then...
They hear the Baracus.
They hear it. Joxer said it sounds like it's hungry.
Yes.
Gabrielle thought it was wind.
I'm gonna nerd a little bit.
Go for it.
Can I nerd?
Yes.
So when they actually see the Baracus,
Uh-huh.
since you made the comment that Gabrielle said that she thought it was wind.
Uh-huh.
When you actually see the Baracus, it looks identical to one of the wind fans in the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Forest Temple, which was slated to actually be a wind temple, but they didn't have enough of a budget to make all of it happen. So they changed it into a forest temple. But the design, everything on it, even the placement of the fans, is a dead ringer for that. And Legend of Zelda was released before this Xena episode was. Well, Ocarina of Time was anyway. The concept design was already out and printed before this episode ever aired. Just saying, maybe they pulled inspiration from my heart.
Zelda did it first?
Zelda did it first. Usually it's Xena. Usually Xena did it first, but as far as the wind fan design, this time Zelda did it first.
Zelda blew wind first?
Yes. Yes, she did. Multiple times. There are like 8 of those fuckers in there, and they are hard to get past if you don't know what the hell you're doing. Makes me so upset. Anyway, back to Xena. Xena, not Zelda.
So then we have all the warlords together drawing numbers to see who goes up against the Baracus. To see who goes up against the Baracus first. And of course Xena gets, number 1.
Why?
So then, I don't know, because it was in the script.
Okay.
Fight breaks out. Then all the other warlords are not happy about that because, they want to kill Xena or Callisto, who they think is Callisto, and move up to the number 1 spot.
Right.
Because they all want to be the first one to go up against them. Because they think they can beat them.
The tattoo guy's particularly upset.
Because he drew number 2. and he's not settling for second. Is that what he said?
Not settling for second prize.
Right. In the end, you know, he doesn't get any prize because he gets his neck snapped by the...
Gagnon. The one that... The mute. The guy that
mute.
doesn't talk.
Is that his name?
Gagnon. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
I got the names, honey. You just keep the facts straight.
I try.
I know.
So, yeah, so now they're down to just... I don't even know how many warlords there are.
And let's point out right here, Ares is freaking hurting.
He is. He got slashed on his shoulder, right?
Well, across his back, yeah.
Yeah, his back shoulder. But yeah, he's in pain. I don't think he's liking being immortal too much.
No. He doesn't.
He's looking rough and just juice. He's just getting his butt kicked too.
Sisyphus thinks the whole thing's been a spirited exercise.
Right.
And then Ares thinks it's annoying.
Yeah.
And then Xena's just concerned with binding Ares' wound.
Binding the wound. Right. And then we have...
Joxer and Gabrielle.
Yes, Joxer and Gabrielle.
They're trying to get into the castle. It's like with Gabrielle, it's like, oh, the drainage pipe she's crossed. So, Joxer's all like hoity-toity because he's like, I told you the drainage pipe would go into the castle.
Uh-huh.
Gabrielle was like, no. You wanted to storm the castle. I suggested trying the drainage pipe. It was me. Me.
They're just like bickering back and forth. Gabrielle just wants to kick his butt.
Because Joxer's like, well, what's the matter with you? Because, I mean, he's used to Gabrielle at least tolerating him.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And she's like, what's the matter with me? It's what I might do if you don't shut up. And then she, like, crunches his nose. Mm-hmm. Then they hear the roaring of the monster. Mm-hmm. And Joxer's like, I think we should go this way.
He wants to go the opposite way, and Gabrielle just...
No, we go that way.
She wants to defeat this monster.
He's all, well, we'll walk right into the monster. And she's like, yeah, he's really rubbing me the wrong way.
Then we have Callisto and... I keep saying Callisto. Well, yeah. Who we think is... Xena and Ares.
Uh-huh.
There we go. In their room. And,
Xena's tending Ares' wound.
Yeah.
And Ares is trying to put a move on Xena.
As usual.
Because he comments, you know, he's like, you know, you're in her body, but you still got your touch.
Have your touch, yeah. Then we have the mute guy busting through the door, doing all his little fight moves. He went down fighting.
He did.
I mean, he was fighting with the air, but he went down fighting. So he drops to the floor with
an axe in
axe in his back, and then in comes I don't
Apple.
know. The Apple.
Apple.
That is his name?
No, but that's how he's credited.
Yeah.
Because when he comes in, he's
eating
the apple.
We never hear what his name is.
We never hear any of their names except for Virgilius. And Tegan.
Oh. So, yeah. So he grabs his misplaced axe.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently he misplaced it, in Dude Man's back. Mm-hmm. But anyway, there's another warlord down.
And then you go to your next scene and you got Xena and Ares looking for Ares' sword.
Right.
Because Xena, is like, knowing Sisyphus, it's hidden in plain sight.
Right. And it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Ares is like trying to tempt Xena. He's still trying to tempt Xena.
Yeah. You
sure you don't want it for yourself? You'd make a magnificent goddess of war.
Actually, a goddess of desire.
Goddess of desire. Well, he says goddess of war first.
Yeah, he does.
He's like, you'd shine as goddess of desire.
Yeah.
And,
she's not having it.
I'm like, forget it.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you'd be back in your old body. And get to live forever. And she's like, with you, I'd rather die.
Right. And then in comes another warlord who is about to stab Xena in the back. But she's already one step ahead.
Yeah.
She's on it.
This is well punned by the network. This scene is. Because they use so much innuendo in Xena.
Uh-huh.
Because they had to keep it a kid-friendly show.
Okay. Because
of the spot that it aired originally. So Ares makes the comment, I bet he was happy. He died with his sword in his hands. So they innuendoed right up to the very end with this guy.
Uh-huh.
Old guy.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, yeah, I bet he was happy. Died with a sword in his hand.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
So. Then we got Gabrielle and Joxer again. They're still going at it. And
Lovebird singing so serene. We live in peace and love. Stop doing that! Because Joxer's whistling and dragging his sword on the walls. And just really irking Gabrielle.
Yeah. But then this is where we see Joxer snap. So he's finally losing it. Because, you know, that fly made him snap.
You know what he reminds me of in this?
What?
Reminds me of when, I think it's, is it Life's Blood? Where Xena and Joxer are doing, like, the WWF match.
Oh, yeah.
I am Joxer!
Oh.
Feared among all Greece!
That episode, oh my god.
That is one of the stupidest
That
scenes
was
in
lame.
Xena. It's freaking hysterical.
It is.
The second time you watch it. The first time I saw that scene, I was like, oh, come on. Really? You know? But you learn to appreciate it after the second or third time that you watch it. But that's what he reminds me of.
Yeah.
In that episode. This part here, you can also see that Ted Raimi is not wearing his contacts.
Okay.
He is quite notably blind. Been commented on by several of the cast members.
Okay.
If he does not have on his glasses or his contacts, his vision is so bad that he'll think he's looking at you, but he's really not. His eyes look all over the place, and you can see that as he's delivering his lines. His eyes can't focus. And that is the reason.
Okay.
He has no contacts. Oh. Fun fact. All the news you need to know about Ted Raimi.
And then the next scene,
yes,
we get two other warlords that unexpectedly kill each other. Because other two warlords pretty much pitted them against each other.
Right.
So, two more are gone. And then we see Ares screaming at the sight of a rat.
And he's like, I'm not used to feeling fear. I guess it's fear. And Xena's like, no, that's surprise.
You'll know when it's fear.
And then he does.
Yeah.
Because they go into the room looking for the sword, and they see all the wonky booby traps in there. You got the wall that closes in, and Sisyphus drops the stairs, so Ares skids down and gets tangled in the rope.
Right, he gets pulled up and hung over.
Fire.
Well, the floor kind of flips over, and then it's all spikes, and then it lights up fire.
That's right.
And then
there's spikes on the wall as well that's closing in on him.
Starts closing in on him. So, Xena to the rescue.
Xena to the rescue. Because, I mean, then Ares know what fear feels like.
Yeah.
So, he's all like, do something. And Sisyphus has already disappeared at that point.
Right.
So, they do some acrobatic work. And then we got my favorite Ares delivery in the whole thing. Because after she gets him down, he says, I've been hanged, swung over fire, and nearly shish kebabbed on razor sharp spikes. Yeah. How do you mortals get from day to day, you know? And it's just the way he says it. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's like Ares is cracking.
Yeah.
And then we got Gabrielle and Joxer, who are super close to, like, nailing the monster.
Right.
And Gabrielle wants Joxer's sword.
Yeah, she takes it.
She takes it. Takes it from... This is one of the only 4 times that someone is in possession of Joxer's sword. A majority of them are Virgil. You know? Yeah. But after he's dead. But this is the first time that his sword's taken from him.
Yep.
And then Joxer, you know, he's all with the sing. A warrior's sword is he never gets bored? It makes no sense. Whatever he's singing doesn't make any sense. And Gabrielle's like, I can't stand it. Warrior this, warrior that.
And then she just takes his sword.
Yes. And runs. Hey!
And runs. She's going after the monster.
He's probably having flashbacks of, like, Jet taking his toys
His
when they were
toys.
little. Hey! So then we get to... My God, why is it so hard to remember which scene comes next? I must be getting old.
So then we got Ares and Xena, and then we have Virgilius, and Tigason and Apple Dude.
Yeah.
So Apple Dude thinks, that Virgilius and Tigason, that they're all three of them together to take on Xena and Ares.
But three against two were better odds.
But what he doesn't realize is that, he's going to be cut out of the equation right here. So, he's dead. He gets taken out by the Tegan dude? Tigason.
So, after that, Xena tells Virgilius, I wouldn't turn my back on your new partner. And Virgilius and Tigason are the ones that have had bad blood ever since a big battle that's happened anyway.
Right.
Probably not exactly the smartest team.
No. Because
you should know one of them's going to stab the other one in the back at the end of the day.
Well, yeah. But first they stabbed everybody else in the back. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. She tells them, don't turn your back on them.
Yep.
And then, she says because you can't both be God of War.
Right.
So then they realize, that's right.
And then we cut back to Joxer and Gabrielle, who are in the room with Baracus.
Gabrielle's
and they
just
see that it's the wind it's the wind fan from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Well, Joxer's just beating at it. He thinks he's beating the crap out of it.
And he finally shoves a stick in and stops the fan.
And he's like,
look at me now! Yeah. We got our first, can you dig it? Joxer, look at me now.
And Gabrielle's all like, that's it? That's the Baracus?
How did you know it was a Baracus?
I was just gonna say that. I don't know.
Because they never...
No.
They had no way of knowing any of it.
Yeah. Oh.
So she's like, somebody's gonna pay for this, because she's just ticked.
Yeah. Because she wanted to, go up against a monster. An actual monster. Oh, and the archway thing, the so-called Baracus.
Oh, yeah, this is your fun fact.
Yeah, another fun fact. That is also in... Which other episode was it again?
It's used as the crematorium in the episode Blind Faith.
Blind Faith. There we go. Yeah. The face... The face thing. Archway.
The crematorium.
The Baracus.
Where they're going to shove Gabrielle into it to burn her alive.
Yeah.
And if you're good with paint, you too can have a Baracus in your bedroom. Just paint the mural on the wall. Boom.
Why?
Baracus. Why not?
Why?
But why not?
Do you want one?
No.
Okay, then.
Have you to paint... Liliana painted me a Legend of Zelda picture.
I did.
It was really nice. She's gonna try and work on some Xena ones.
I am.
Encourage her.
Yes. I keep meaning to do that.
Just do it.
I just haven't done it yet. Anyways.
Yes.
Back to the show.
Xena now knows where Ares' sword has been hidden.
Yes.
And Ares is tripping because he's got blood on his hands from Virgilius.
Right, because he's never had blood on his hands before.
Blood on his hands. He's always had other people be able to do his dirty work.
Right.
So, and then Sisyphus pops in, telling Xena to use the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And telling her to pretty much kill Ares. But then Xena's figured out that this is all part of Sisyphus's plan.
Yeah.
To become the new god of war.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hades has told him, give me 10 of your best warlords.
Right.
In exchange for you being able to be free. And it had to be new Hades. Because Eric Thompson Hades would never have done that.
No, he wouldn't.
So Ares is all like, I'll have a talk with him when I get back.
Yeah. He
takes the sword, morphs back into Ares.
Right. He's all pretty again.
Yeah.
He cleaned up quick.
Cleaned up nice. He did clean up nice. So, and Gabrielle and Joxer, who they've met up with at this point, After Ares transforms, we have a nice little nod to the Poltergeist franchise. Because Gabrielle, he's back!
Oh.
So, nice little nod by the writers and producers to the Poltergeist franchise. And then Gabrielle, again, here's your other little bit of subtext for Gabrielle. I mentioned earlier that she is the only one that's truly upset that Xena's not in Xena's body.
Right.
She is, bent out of shape about it.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
And she tells, Ares, you promised that Xena would get her body back if she helped you.
Mm-hmm. And Xena's just looking like, well, if it happens, it happens. I don't really expect it.
Yeah.
Which she'd already told Ares. She didn't expect him to uphold his promise.
No, and Ares is all like, yeah, I did, didn't I? And just
And
laughs and fades away.
And Gabrielle's like, well, you can't betray her.
Come back!
And she's like, oh, Xena. Mm-hmm. And then we got...
Closing scene.
We're still in subtext mode. Mm-hmm. Because Gabrielle's taking it kind of hard that Xena's still in Callisto's body.
Yeah.
She's like, it's wrong. And Xena's all like, well, people are able to control their anger again. Mm-hmm. And then Jotzer comes running along, and Gabrielle's like, yeah, well, I still feel like killing him.
Well, that's normal.
Yeah. For everybody.
Yeah.
So, then we've got a little bit of subtext here, still flowy as well.
Okay.
Because Gabrielle tells Xena that if he doesn't keep his word and doesn't switch him back, she's like, I'll still be there for you no matter whose body you're in.
Right.
So, of course, the subtext forums just went nuts with that phrase. And Xena said, even a snake-haired Gorgon monster?
I'll be there, I just won't look at you.
You don't have to. And then Xena's, patting Gabrielle on the back, for the most part. And
then we hear this noise. I don't know what to call it.
It's a whoosh.
There's a whoosh, okay. It's a whoosh.
Because Xena's telling Gabrielle, you'll be fine, and so will I.
Yeah, and you can hear Xena's voice coming back.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna point something out here too.
Okay.
This, if you look at the scene, it's sunset, clearly.
Right.
The filter that they used on the camera, when they were recording this, I don't know what the correct terminology for them is. It's been so long since I've taken a film class. But it's called a sepia lens.
Okay.
So it gives it like a brownish hue.
Uh-huh.
The reason that they used that filter is when you flash to the scene and it's Lucy Lawless's face.
Yeah.
Because Lucy Lawless still was not able to be up and mobile.
Right.
But you still see her. And you see her standing.
Yeah.
It's actually a recycled shot from the credits.
Yeah.
With the filter
when Gabrielle turns around and sees her.
And sees Xena.
And that shot.
So you guys keep an eyeball out for that, because a lot of people thought, it's just, oh, good, she's all better, she's up and moving. Not so much.
Nope.
But credit Lucy Lawless was. So yay on that. And then when Gabrielle gets all excited because, Xena, it's back, it's really you, it's not Callisto.
Yeah.
And Xena walks towards, you'll notice you don't get a frontal of Lucy Lawless.
No.
Because wrapping their arms around Gabrielle is a body double. Mm-hmm. Slightly taller than Lucy Lawless' body double. And Gabrielle, of course, is testing Xena to
make sure it's her.
Whose bodies are worse being trapped in than Callisto's?
A snake-haired Gorgon.
But not by much.
Nope. It is you!
Yeah.
But is it really?
Sure it is. And there's all joy in Gabrielle and Xenaville.
Uh-huh.
So, it's a happy.
Yep.
It's a happy. So, I gotta tell you about my theory now.
You've got a theory.
I've got a theory.
Is it a demon?
It's a demon? No.
A dancing demon?
Something isn't right there.
No.
So, you know how we were going back and forth about Gabrielle didn't really show mourning signs about Perdiccas's death.
Yes.
Because, let's be real. Perdiccas's re-entry back into Gabrielle's life came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Truly did.
It did.
So, I was looking at one of the subtext threads for this episode in particular. Because I am like... I guess I'm like blind when it comes to subtext. Especially especially like really early because, well, like I shared in one of the other podcasts, it didn't dawn on me till the very last episode.
The last episode.
Yeah. I said the very last episode.
I know.
That, you know, there was a thing between Xena and Gabrielle, and I mean, I guess Lucy Lawless says, you know, they were married, man. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's ridiculously hard for me to see any subtext. So I have to go do research. And I dig. And usually for hours, I will dig. Lily and I'll be asleep, and it'll be like 2, 3, sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm researching subtext. Because I want to be as prepared as I possibly can be for the next podcast. I'll research like subtext and my fun facts and you know, little trivia bits and everything like that so that you know, we can keep you guys informed and in the know with what we know. So, and hopefully, you know, maybe you learn something new, maybe you don't. If not, it's, you know, fun to at least talk Xena anyway. Mm-hmm. So, the deal of it is, somebody was just like wailing on the fact, somebody on one of the forums called Gabrielle a cold-hearted bitch.
Oh, wow.
Because she showed no mourning stages of Perdiccas's death.
Uh-huh.
And there was someone that commented on there. Person wasn't even a fan of Xena. Like, not even a fan of the show. Uh-huh. But I guess they were doing a dissertation for a psychology paper. Okay. So get this. This is like cracking funny. So the person's like, if someone doesn't display mourning signs, you can't call them a cold-hearted bitch because people deal with loss in different ways. Right. So that person that didn't watch the show other than to do a dissertation on psychology and Xena Warrior Princess, which, I mean, how badass is that to do a college paper on it? Right. You know. She came up with this surmise and this theory that the whole Xena and Gabrielle relationship dynamic started promptly after Perdiccas died. Okay. She's like, even with the Ulysses episodes in there, everything started after Perdiccas died. Because she proposed that maybe sex was the way that Gabrielle dealt with loss. Because her wedding night was the very first time for her. Mm-hmm. It was like, you know, that would have been a comforting feeling to her. So she's all like, you know, maybe Xena as her best friend. And, I mean, Xena, she pointed out, because I guess she, like, binge-watched the series to write this paper. Right. And she's like, it's clear and evident that Xena has feelings for Gabrielle. You know, that stem greater than friendship. Right? Okay. In the earlier episodes. So it would make sense that Xena, because she does love Gabrielle, would want to comfort Gabrielle in whatever way she needed to be comforted. So from there, it stemmed into something more, which is the relationship that Xena fans are seeing now. That was her theory. Was that was how Gabrielle buried her feelings of mourning, and that's why you don't see Gabrielle mourning the loss of Perdiccas. Okay. So I was like, well, that's a different way to look at it. I don't know that I necessarily agree with it. You know. But she was pointing out, you know, definitely in the episodes following this, even from 10 Little Warlords and on, you can see more of an intimacy between Xena and Gabrielle. I mean, she started pointing everything out from the fact that they share money and, you know, they're sharing bed space and everything else. You know, so I was like, well, that's kind of cool for a psychologist to make that connection. Yeah. In the two. Because, I mean, if you think about it, it really is, relationships, good or bad, are a way that people deal with feelings, like things they're feeling. Some people, not everybody, but people that have been put through like any type of mental torture sometimes will spin out and deal with it a different way. Mm-hmm. And that's what she was pointing out. And I was like, well, that's kind of cool, you know? Because I've never thought of it that way.
No.
And I may not agree, but I still think that it's kind of nifty that somebody that wasn't even a fan of the show, that came in out of nowhere, that was not a subtexter, put those connections together. Because I was like, my God, how dopey am I? And I'm going, it was the last episode for me. Joe Schmo off the street can come in and, oh yeah, let me binge watch this so I can type up this paper real quick. Oh yeah, there's a thing there. You know how dumb that made me feel? I was like, oh. It was bad. So, I thought I'd share that.
Okay.
Because I was like, well, that's a different little theory.
Yeah.
Different way of looking at it. And I haven't really heard any Xenites on any of the other forums come up with something like that. Because everybody's so torn on when Xena and Gabrielle became a couple. Mm-hmm. So, you've got some of them that think that they were together way earlier than Perdiccas.
Yeah.
You've got some that thinks that there was something going on there before the episode The Prodigal. And then you've got more of them that think that there's not anything that happens until much later, like season 3 later. You know, as far as their relationship when it's consummated and all that stuff. But you've got like episodes that throw a cog in the wheel, so to speak, in season 2. Like you have Ulysses, because, you know, you've got Xena falling for Ulysses.
Right.
But you also have the conflicting emotions with Gabrielle. And somebody pointed out something there too, which we'll get into when we talk about that episode.
Okay.
But, I mean, there's so much differences in placement for when their relationship happened, and some people believe it was from the first episode on, which is kind of...
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't agree with that.
No.
I don't agree with that at all, really. But there are some people that, you know, swear up one side and down the other. Oh, yeah, they were definitely together by the first season. Before the first season ended. They were definitely a couple. I don't necessarily agree. You know? But, not saying that they didn't become one, just saying that early... It's a little touch and go, because I feel like until Gabrielle saw more of the world, until she matured a little more, she would have been too young for Xena to have even entertained the thought of the two of them being more than friends in season 1. Maybe up until like right at the end. You know, the earliest that I would give it would definitely be this episode. Would be my absolute earliest point.
Okay.
And even then I think it's touch and go on that. But that's me.
Okay.
So I wanted to share that. Okay. I was like, oh wow. Psych, people watch Xena too! And pick up on more than I do. Made me kind of sad.
Uh-huh. It's okay. You'll get it. You'll get it. You'll see it.
Will I?
Yes.
Will I?
You better.
I'm trying so hard.
You can do it.
I can do it!
You can do it.
Yay, me! Alright, so, you got anything? Anything else?
No? Not that I can think of.
Are you entirely sure?
I think so.
Are you sure?
I think so.
You don't want to talk about Mother's Day weekend? Mother's Day weekend.
Renee's doing the Shakespeare.
Yep. For those of you in the Tallahassee, Florida area.
Uh-huh.
Renee O'Connor is going to be the nurse in Shakespeare by the Sea's version of Romeo and Juliet.
And her son,
Miles Muir,
is playing Romeo. And then...
they're ridiculously excited to be able to work together on stage.
Yeah.
And she and Lucy are going to be attending a convention in Orlando.
A couple of weeks after that. I believe it's a couple of weeks. I don't remember the dates, but it's in May.
Yeah. I think it's the week after, actually.
It's either 1 or 2 weeks after. I think it's 2.
Is it 2? I think it's
I'll have to
week.
look up the date. It's. I mean, it's posted on our page.
Mm-hmm.
Because I shared the post for that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It'll be on our Facebook page.
They're going to be appearing together.
Yes.
At a convention, which, I mean, they haven't appeared together in
a
while.
2015.
Yeah.
2015 was the last one. At, last one they did was Dallas.
I mean,
Renee's hometown.
I bet they'll be excited to see each other. Because I know the Xena fans are excited about it.
They are. Well, Renee was saying, on her Facebook Live thing that she did, somebody was like, how long's it been since you've seen Lucy? Do you miss her? And she's like, it has been too long. I miss her so much. So,
yeah.
They're going to be just excited.
Right.
So, and fans should get excited. I mean, they're projecting a pretty huge turnout.
Right.
For that, which is a big deal because the 2015 conventions didn't bring in nearly as many as the previous Xena conventions did.
Right.
So, that's why it kind of fizzled out.
Yeah. I mean, if we were able to make it, I mean, we would go. But...
It's Mother's Day.
We cannot. But we are excited about the retreat.
Xenite retreat.
Xenite retreat next month.
We're going to try and shoot you guys, a live podcast from there.
I don't know. The...
Wi-Fi spotty.
Wi-Fi is spotty up there.
Wi-Fi
We'll
spotty.
try. We'll try.
We'll do what we can.
The night before the retreat, we'll be at the charity dinner auction that is being hosted by Adrian Wilkinson. So we're excited about that too.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do a live thing from there.
Well, not while the auction's
going
on.
Well, no, not while the auction's going on.
While dinner's going on, because nobody wants to hear me chew.
No. But, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, we'll be heading up to the retreat. We're so excited. Yay.
Keep you guys, updated with pics and try and do some streams if we can. Maybe we'll pop on Facebook Live for, a second.
If we're able to,
because,
because this is, up in the mountains and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking about the charity dinner.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
but,
that too.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
If we can, we'll do it for you guys.
Yep.
I have a real problem with dirt.
She does.
I don't know how I'm going to do it this retreat. We're going to have to make sure that we have many handy wipes and hand sanitizer. And paper towels and running water and soap.
Okay.
So. I tried to take a mud bath at a spa one time. Hell no! My foot went in that thing.
You got scared and ran away?
No. My foot went in that thing and I started gagging immediately. So I go to turn around to get out. And then my foot slipped. And I looked like I'd slid on a banana peel. I went head and everything went down under that mud. And I came up hurling. So, yeah. Mud and I we are unmixy things. If it's Jell-O, okay. I know, but mud? You oohed over Jell-O, but not mud? Really? Okay. Till next time, guys.
Alright.
You guys be a force for good. Do something nice for somebody. We're going to keep rolling on our Xena rewatch.
Yep.
So that we can bring you another podcast.
Solstice Carol's next.
Solstice Carol.
It's caroling time.
It's caroling time, yes.
Uh-huh.
Also, there's a mini version of Solon on it.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
That we'll make sure that we point out when we get there.
Yep.
So that I can tell you guys exactly which kid it is.
Mm-hmm.
But till then, I guess we'll chitty chat with you guys later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.
Sounds good.
Till next time, guys. Happy Chakrams and battle on.
Battle on.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.